Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Comic Bookies podcast. Welcome, everyone, to episode 129, colliding the worlds of sports and comics with these two birthday guys this week. That is Mark and Sean. I am Mike. Welcome in. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, or you're listening wherever you download your podcasts, thank you so much for joining us for another week. This week in sports, NFL Week 7, NASCAR is in Kansas for another round of the playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, we have the MLB Championship Series, the NHL, and the NBA kick off. And over in comic books, we have plenty of books to talk about, plenty of books to preview, and bunch of news from Marvel, DC, Disney, and everything in between. So strap in, sit back, grab a drink, and enjoy yet another exciting episode of the Comic Bookies podcast. Let's do it.
Impressive, sir. Thought you were going to say strap on.
No, sir. No, I'm only a third of the way into my first beer, so
I can't do it.
Not that yet.
Liquid Gravity. When you go to Pismo, stop here. Oh, so good. So good.
Liquid Gravity?
Liquid Gravity is the name of the brewery.
Okay.
It's in Slow, like 5 minutes out. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Let's put this aside. Hope everyone's doing well who are watching this live or will watch it at a later date. Thank you for joining us again. Everyone done sharing? Can I go back on?
Yes, sir, brother. Rock and roll.
Mark, we good to go? Or are you still on mute? Good? Okay, cool. All right, everyone. Joining, going back live in 3, 2, and 1. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Comic Bookies podcast. Hope you all enjoyed that soothing music to kick off the episode. I am Mike. These two are Mark and Sean, and we are brought to you like every single week by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Tomorrow, Sean's birthday, Wednesday, October 20th, 2021, is New Comic Book Day. So go there, visit the shop, or visit whatever shop you visit week in and week out, and go and get your stacks. Go and start a stack, but please, please, please support your local comic book stores. So first of all, I want to, give a shout out before, probably at the beginning of the episode and after, but Mark and Sean. Sean, your birthday's tomorrow, and Mark, your birthday's Friday. So, let the, dude, this is like the best time of the year. Like the weather's changing. It's nice and cool at night and in the morning. I love this weather right now. And it's your guys' birthday. So happy early birthdays, guys.
Thank you, bro. I mean, we only turned 21 months or once, Mark. So I mean, I wish, but nah, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, me and Mark, a couple of days apart on our birthday, and it is a perfect week, bro. You feel that weather's changing. Some days of rain, some upcoming rain coming up, and the sports, man, unbelievable, bro. DC Fandome, got some good TV shows coming on, and Saturday I get to have a baby shower / a little birthday event, for the upcoming baby boy, Kaysen. So I don't know, man, just so much joy, so much good stuff, good vibes, good energy. I can't complain. But how are my brothers doing? Mike, Mark, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother. Yes. Our birthday month is upon us. Yours being tomorrow, mine being Friday, albeit a couple years apart, but nonetheless, excited to celebrate another year. Not excited to get older, but here I am approaching my 40s and just excited though, man. Excited for what these next 3 years of life. Kind of got some goals kind of planned out for me, or at least some avenues to go down that I'd like to accomplish personally. But yeah, man, excited to all three of us being back together in the saddle for 129. It's just we've been so busy trying to get these last minute summer stuff going. Sean, the baby moon with your wife, Marissa, and just all of us. We had Alex on last week, which was great. But yeah, it's just always better when it's all three of us together. But I see it in the mouth. So let's give it to the fans as good as we can. And yeah, crazy week, crazy month. Playoffs heating up and sports starting. So, man, let's just see what we got, man. Excited though.
So if no one knows, tuning in right now, or you may know, but Sean's going to welcome his first child to this world in December. Sean, how was Pismo? How was the baby moon? Share with the fans, man.
You know what? Pismo was awesome. I've driven through there a couple of times. I think I've maybe stopped there for like a couple hours on like maybe a trip to SoCal, but to actually stay there, it was unbelievable. I highly recommend it to everybody. We stayed at the Cliffs, and I was a little intimidated, like, this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
But when you get there, bro, it was the perfect place. Everyone was nice. There were families there. The pool was, awesome. It was right there in the middle of like the hotel, outside, literally on the cliffs, looking at the whole ocean. It was cool because they had a beer tasting, free beer tasting for all guests. So Central Coast Brewing made their presence felt and let us taste some free beer. Unfortunately, I did see the Giants lost to the Dodgers out there, so that was probably the downfall of the whole weekend. But time with the wife, just getting mentally ready for the kid, looking back on these past 7 months and these next couple months, just blessings, man. A beautiful time. Definitely miss being with you guys, but happy to be here today, man. And yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let us do it. This time of the year, there's tons of sports, dude. Like you heard from the intro, there's
too many, man.
I know. How long is this podcast going to be with all the sports in October and DC
it's
fandom?
All about strategy. It's all about strategy.
Everyone prepare for at least a 2-hour episode. That's all I'm saying.
Jeez. That's not even including any college football talk because we won't even be able to get that in this week, I'm pretty sure.
The good thing about the NBA and the NHL is we can give these preseason odds. We can, Sean can give us a little bit of like who are the sleepers or who does he have on his fantasy team that he's looking forward to this year and, and whatnot. But it's like baseball where we don't have to talk about it every week like football. Football is like a week-to-week thing. And, I feel like it's like that with NASCAR, but when you talk about the EPL and the Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL, it's long seasons. We don't talk about every single week, but of course, it being the opening week for some of these sports, we have to get those in. So let's do it, man. The Sharks are for our hometown Sharks are already 2-0. It was great to see the Kraken play for the first time. I think they lost a close one to the Golden Knights the first game, but then they won the second game. In the NBA, the Warriors just beat the Lakers. They're 1-0 for our hometown team. Hope everyone around the United States is watching. Good luck to your teams as well. But let's start with the NBA, guys. Like, what are you guys excited for this season? I know what us Warriors fans are excited for. A little bit of health, maybe, and getting back up to where we, should be as far as the standings. But I'll let you guys take it away.
I'm just excited with the way the Warriors had their offseason and the players they picked up. Kerr made it really clear they want to have a run-and-gun offense, and the result was today. Kind of a slow first half versus the Lakers, despite how bad it was. We only were down, I think, 6 at half. In that second half, it was a matter of hit your open shots because the way we run, the way we gun, we hit our spots, we get open in the court. Poole, Otto Porter, Bielitsa, huge game tonight. Steph Curry, Wiggins, there's players there that can shoot the damn ball and score. It almost feels a little bit of that old Warrior vibe that, hey, we're going to give up 120. We'll make sure we score 121. And today, even in pre-production, we were talking about if the game was going to go over. Are they going to score 20 points in 5 minutes? No. They scored like 31 points in 5 minutes. It was crazy. Yep. So, I don't know. Are the Warriors a championship team today? Definitely not. But if they, get Clay back in the right mindset and they get their momentum up, I think anything can happen. Hey, 1-0 opening night versus the Lakers in LA doesn't get much better than that.
Real quick, what's up, Aaron? Our fourth guy so far right now in the Super Contest. He says that the bench looked amazing in his opinion. So
awesome. Iggy played good. Bielitsa played good. Damian Lee played good. Those guys roll, I think, in double figures. I think Iggy may have been just short, but just again, man, just a full team effort. And we got something, man. We got something special. I do think that.
Sean coming out with the comments on them not being a championship contending team, kind of like what Draymond said today as well, which, I kind of believe that in my own opinion as well. Although, I beg to differ, or we should beg to differ with Vegas here and some of these odds makers that are kind of got the Warriors pinned here at about your fourth favorite to win the title. So, what we think and what Draymond thinks and what, the people in the desert are thinking, I mean, they're saying that the Warriors actually got a decent chance. They're about 10-1 right now, 12-1 at certain shops to actually, win the NBA championship. And in my opinion, with this win over the Lakers that are obviously, second in line next to the Brooklyn Nets to win the championship at about 4 or 5-1, the Lakers are. I think that this is going to actually propel the Warriors more into that single-digit range at an 8 or a 9-1. But it's still a long season. Obviously, 81 more games to go. But we'll see. Almost there, right? But I mean, I'm excited to see what the Warriors can bring. Obviously, trying to got Wiggins back in the fold. But let's talk about another game that happened tonight as well, man. The Bucks rout the Nets. I kind of liked the Nets going into this game. I thought the Bucks could have had a little bit of a hangover, getting their rings, raising the banners, but nah. Antetokounmpo, Giannis goes for 32, double-double, 127, 104 rout of the Nets. Your guys' thoughts on this game, if you guys watched it, or if you guys tuned in. I actually didn't really tune into any game, probably about 5 minutes of each. But, I mean...
Did Kyrie play?
Well, it was in Milwaukee, but he did not play. I don't think he's participating in team activities at the moment. But
he ain't doing nothing with the team right now. But so what
I
you
still
said,
don't think that's why they got routed. I don't know if Kyrie is worth 23 points, but
you know what? I watched that game, actually, and I thought the same thing as you, Mark, before the game. Was there going to possibly be a hangover? And there was anything but a hangover. You may have even thought it was a playoff game with just the electricity. They got their rings, their first championship in like 50 years. Giannis looked even better than what he was last year. Drew Holiday got hurt during the game. They had like 3 or 4 players missing, and they just kicked their ass. I mean, the Nets, they're going to be good. They're a veteran team with Kyrie hopefully at some point, but obviously KD and Harden, and, a team you have to definitely worry about later down the road. But man, hey, the Bucks are real. They're the defending champs, and they look just like champions tonight. So
I mean, let's be honest, Mark. I mean,
crazy.
like when you say the Warriors like 4th highest in the contenders as far as Vegas is concerned, come on, going into the NBA season, there's like 2 or 3 like really, serious contenders for a championship. Really, so
where are we at right now?
If the Warriors are fourth,
right
technically Draymond's right that they're not a championship team technically, because there's really only 2 or 3 teams that really have a serious chance of winning the championship.
So Lakers are 1, Bucks are 1, New Jersey got to be up there. So the question is like, God, I always say New Jersey. So what about like a Phoenix? The defending Western Conference champs, are we going to see them as kind of like 1 year?
I think they'll be
or
back.
Do we kind of? Okay, so we think we could throw Phoenix in there right there.
So with that bubble year that we had
Miami
down there in Orlando, I think that was probably one of the best years. I really enjoyed those playoffs. I really did, just because of the unknown and how everything went down. I thought it was really competitive. We saw a breakout of Tyler Hero, which he thinks he should be in the same breath as Trae Young and Luka and whatnot, but that's for another day. But I think that the bubble ball was really fun. I think that the parity that we saw last season was pretty good as well, with Denver, Utah. But I mean, Utah, Denver, we can obviously better than the Warriors were last season, right? And that they've been on the up and coming trend even more than the Warriors these last 2 years, if you will. But the Warriors are even pinned better. Like I said, Utah and Denver is like 15, 20-1 to win the championship. So
with the healthy Steph Curry, bro, I think it just leapfrogs you automatically over some people, because their mindset is probably like Klay's going to be back. They think probably the perfect pieces are there around Curry. And it's basketball, bro. One player makes that big of a difference.
You see that he dropped his first triple-double since 2016 tonight.
We won with 21, 10, and 10 out of Curry. Jordan Poole had 20 points. Bielitsa, again, a double-double off the bench. So I think it's just those are the Otto Porters. It's those role players until Klay gets back. We just kind of ease them in, get them better. I just think our bench is so deep, and Man,
Yeah.
I don't know about fourth best. I don't know, but I mean, a team that down the road can eventually be a championship, maybe contender, like work our way towards it. I mean, if things go right, I mean,
Yeah,
you
true.
never know.
So Aaron says that Vegas had the Warriors win total of 48. That's got to be over, right? If they play like they did tonight, barring
So
it, like barring any
48-82.
injuries,
Oh boy,
like they might,
55 to 60 wins, 60
yeah,
wins,
but they
55 to
might
60.
figure that one of those guys is going to get hurt. Maybe one of the big three, or like a couple role players who will affect the win total. But yeah, if they stay healthy, that's going easily over.
Just like the Giants had 75 on their win total, right?
Yeah. But they're playing golf with some athletics players right now.
They're
So
playing some golf right now, but
unfortunately
What
for
about
you,
the
sir, condolences. Sorry about that.
What about the Clippers, guys? You guys have any thoughts on the Clippers going into? I mean, their
no
odds are.
Kawhi, forget it.
They used to play in San Diego. That's all I know.
And
Is Kawhi not playing?
towards ACL in the playoffs last year. He's gonna be out till at least like after midseason.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All-Star
I'm
break
not gonna
probably was
win.
that February.
I'm not gonna waste too much of conversation. I'm not gonna waste any valuable comic booky minutes on them right now.
Right. Who's your rundown? Give us maybe like top 5 or 10. Coming out of the West, coming out of the East, maybe like MVP numbers if you can. While we get it, go ahead if you have it.
Coming out of the West, man, I'd say with Phoenix, I think Phoenix is going to be pretty good again. Honestly, I mean, they got their guys back. I think that they're going to have that bad taste in their mouth of, all I think about is Booker at the end of the game when they lost the finals, and you just sitting there, that meme of him, he just damn, what I mean, he had nothing else to say, he just looked up, damn, that's it.
Yeah.
But I think Phoenix is going to be good. I think that Utah, I actually don't think the Lakers are going to make it to the NBA Finals, to be honest with you. I know there's probably a lot of Laker fans listening. Being a Warrior fan myself, I'm not going to jump the gun and also say that I think the Warriors are going to make it. I'm not that big of a homer. I just think that, and I'm hoping that there's a little bit more parity than you guys are making out to believe in the NBA season for the 2021-2022.
Yeah,
I don't know. I need to see how Dallas performs. I know Luka is like a early runner for the MVP going forward for this season, but I think Dallas could be a team if they could put it together. I think Utah and Denver can still be teams that can put it together. Don't forget about Dame Lillard's Portland Trail Blazers, although they are longer odds here, and we'll see. I think that Dame Lillard and McCollum, that they've gelled real good together for all these years, and I think that it's kind of now or never for them. They're kind of at a make it or break it point for that team, and keeping it all together or whatnot, in my opinion. But I think it's still wide open. We're saying this one game into the season, only 4 teams have played thus far, but we'll touch on it in a couple weeks going forward here. But I think it's going to be fun. We'll see, man.
I do got one quick question since you maybe have it in front of you before we get to our next topic. The Chicago Bulls, where are they at in the East, and where are they at in the NBA Finals conversation?
You like the Bulls, huh?
A team that added DeRozan, Vucevic, Zach LaVine, and Lonzo Ball. I do like. I think they're going to be a sleeper team in the East. I think they will be a playoff team in the East. Championship's obviously going to be hard, but I think they're going to be a really, really tough team to beat this year.
They're second to win the division, right under the Bucks at about 9-1. That's not saying much with the Pacers, the Pistons, and the Cavaliers, right behind them. But to win the championship, which that's actually a long odd that I don't think will happen. They're 50-1, still a young team, got a gel, but crazier things have happened. I can see them maybe getting to like a first, second type round deal, but to actually make it all the way to the finals, I just don't see the Bulls doing it. Could be fun to see them actually try, but doubt it.
No worries. We'll have more to talk about for sure in the NBA. Once these next games, though, next week, following week, and yeah.
All right, let's go to the Diamond. So, Sean, unfortunately, since the last time you've been on, the Giants, they had a historic year, but unfortunately, they played a team who had like one less win than them, in the Dodgers. And now, they almost went down 3-0 today against the Braves. So the Giants go down in the first round to the very, very hated Dodgers. And now the Dodgers snake one away from the Braves today, so they're down 2-1, still in LA for Game 4. And Houston beats Boston today, and that series is tied 2-2. All those grand slams last couple of days. I actually saw both of when they hit the 2 grand slams. I was actually had the game on in the background. I saw them. I was like, "Holy crap, that's insane!" So yeah, I mean, those 2 series are going pretty well so far. I like how no one's dominating, like up 3-0 or whatever, even though the Braves kind of should have been. But that's a really competitive series so far, and I'm interested to see, I don't know. I'm still going for, the league's going to get what they want. They're going to get the Red Sox. They're going to get the Dodgers. They're going to get, East Coast, West Coast, Boston/New York media versus LA media. It's going to be a dream come true. They're going to, yeah, they're going to love it.
Say it. Say what you really want. What are they really going to do? Why are you going to do?
They're going to be very, very excited.
I'm going to hate that, man. I think you're right. Unfortunately, LA is going to find its way in probably, but Atlanta's no doubt. They're a damn good team. They're playing good. And I think you just, you said it the right way, Mike. It's been just competitive series, bro. Mm-hmm. You've seen the road team win in both series, and yeah, one's 2-1, one's 2-2 series-wise, and I guess we'll just see how it ends up. Hopefully, those cheating Astros don't, get to the championship. But of course, the Dodgers, man. I mean, a team that has Trevor Bauer not even on the freaking roster just makes you think, okay, how fucking deep is this team? How good is this team? And it's like, please just get these guys out of the playoffs.
Who, the Dodgers?
Oh God, bro. I mean,
I think everybody. I think America. There's only one team they're rooting for right now, and that's probably the Braves, right? I mean, 100%, you got
100%.
The Red Sox, the Astros, both teams with those scandals, obviously a couple years ago. The Dodgers, they're loved in LA. I don't think that they're perceived that way throughout the whole nation, and I don't even know if the Braves are, but I think that the Braves are kind of just that one last team standing that people probably love to hate a little bit less than these other teams, right? Mm-hmm. But Astros scoring 9 today on Boston after Boston just unloading on them yesterday. They were up 6-0 and the bottom of the second, I believe, with Schwarber hitting a granny out into right field. And man, this game just take the over every day, right?
Right.
Yesterday 9.5, today 10.5, goes over by half a run. And these teams it's obviously not the pitching like we're seeing in the National League, but I don't know, man. We had Alex on last week. Obviously a huge Los Angeles Dodgers fan, and Sean wasn't on. I think that was planned. But
love you, Alex. Bye.
I don't know, man. The Dodgers, they just have no quit in them. That Mookie Betts guy, he's a real good player. Can't doubt that. I mean, Bellinger, he does what he does, and I just want to know where the hell he gets his damn cannabis from, because man, is it just me, or does Cody Bellinger look high as shit every time I look at you see him like in the game, and he's just like he always just looks loaded,
smoking
dude.
that
I
good
don't know,
Cali stuff, dude.
Yeah, he got something. Whatever he's got, it's working on it. Whatever he's got, it sure as hell helps his damn hand-eye coordination. I'll tell you that, because the guy is a baller. But nah, man, excited to see where it's gonna go. I think I want the Braves to do something. Obviously, they don't even have Acuna Jr. out there playing. He's hurt. Probably what I'd say, one of their best, if not their most. I mean,
I didn't realize some of the players they had, though. They have like Peterson, and then Freeman's a stud. Adrianzo, they have. I was looking through their lineup. I was like, damn, I didn't realize they had this stacked of a lineup. They have some players.
It's a deep lineup, bro.
Yeah.
And they're looking to get back to the series for the first time since '99. Yeah. I believe I heard that right.
We lost to the Yankees.
Good years.
And unfortunately, we're still waiting for a team to get back to a series that hasn't been there since '89.
Okay.
But that's
You know
for
what,
another.
the only qualm I have with the Atlanta Braves is that they've been in 3 different stadiums at least since the A's have been in theirs. Like it's
one.
incredible how they got Turner Field, and like 20 years later, not even, I don't even know, I forgot. But then they get this brand new one out in the burbs. Like, oh my god, you guys are assholes for real.
Is that the
Like,
one they're in right now?
yeah, it's It's not
How
even
old
Turner
is that
Field.
one?
A couple year or two,
No
I
more
think.
than 5. Yeah,
No more than
maybe
a handful
3
of years.
5
Yeah,
years,
dude.
yeah.
But they were only in Turner Field since like the 80s or 90s or something. I was like, oh my god, you guys are
Field
pricks.
was hella dope. TBS.
Yeah, right. Must be freaking nice. But then again, the Fisher. I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even gonna get into that. So, anyways, so going from the baseball diamond, let's go to the track. NASCAR. I mean, come on, you know what time it is. You know what time
Look
it
at
is.
him.
You know,
Look at him.
You know it's Big Poppy. Come on, Kyle
Look at him.
Larson.
There it is.
Come on, easy, bro. That was like one of like the surefire. Oh, I don't even have to watch this. I can turn on Red Zone and enjoy it. I can come back 20 minutes later and he's
look at
still in
him.
first place. So Kyle Larson wins at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, let's just push Larson to the lead every single restart that we get, because we're
I know.
we're gonna have so many chances to try to beat this guy, and every time there's a restart, everybody behind him just pushes
Okay,
him.
first of all,
like, why would you push him? I would lay off the gas, and try to get pushed from behind. The dude just got pushed out to like a 4, 5, 6 car length every single restart and just set stale with the clean air.
Okay, so how many of those restarts though were with Byron though? His teammate. Of course that's going to happen.
Yeah, this is why NASCAR is developing this new car. This is why NASCAR has put so many more road courses in. It's just, you can't, it's just for years and years, you're never going to attract new fans to this sport when, obviously I think you have to be kind of a motorhead in a way even though you guys aren't much motorheads, but it's kind of already hard to attract people to this sport that aren't gearheads, in my opinion. And you sure as hell aren't going to do it by having a guy that, just lead, what was it, like 260, 70 out of the 320 something laps. Jesus. I mean, it's just ring around the rosy, follow the carousel, and that's it. And that's why they're just trying, it's just, I don't mind a guy dominating like that. It is what it is, but give me a competitive race. Just don't push the guy out to the front. It's Larson this year. Can't really say anything about it. He's probably going to win the championship. He's been the best driver all year. He deserves it. It's just it's pretty crazy that 30-something other cars, and there's like 2 or 3 in the field every week that can kind of do something with them, and Hamlin, and it's just I just don't see how you have to do something different. You can't just push your competition out to the front every single restart. But I didn't really notice that, or I guess I wasn't really paying attention as much that it was Byron pushing him.
Byron was in second or third place. He was in the top 3 like most of the day too. So so going forward to Kansas, like how do you guys see this, playing out? We have Logano in a must-win situation.
Same thing.
I think.
What do you mean?
I think Truex.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Like,
I don't think Truex. It's another cookie-cutter track. It's another mile and a half. It's the same type of,
So we won't have the same conversation next week. The paperclip's way more of a wild card. So you're saying this week's more of a, you could probably put money on like maybe 2 or 3 guys.
And then with no practice, no qualifying, guess what's gonna happen? Guess who's gonna start P1? Guess who's gonna get pushed out to the front? Guess who's been the best driver?
That's true. I don't understand at this point, especially NASCAR, why they don't have any practice or qualifying. And then you're saying also that they might not have it again next year?
Well, I heard Logano say that in an interview, that it's going to be limited again next year. Don't know why.
Stupid.
Don't know the full details on it.
Why can't you just not have any fans there? That's fine. If you're still trying to be PC about this whole COVID stuff, like why can't you just have fans not there for it? Just don't come to allow no fans to practice, allow no fans to the qualifying, and just I don't understand. I don't understand.
Well, I know why they're not doing it this year. Next year I'm not understanding why. This year I do understand why, but I just think I don't
You
know.
would think that they would want more practice and then see some qualifying with the new one lug nut tires, just, the new next gen cars, like see them out on the track more, I don't know.
Yeah, I
They're
don't
just going
know.
to put them out on
I
Sundays
just don't
and
understand.
yeah.
I just think that at that point, I just think the drivers need it. The teams need it. There's going to be no telemetry. There's going to be no paperwork, no notes on any of these cars or nothing. Like, how are you not going to have? Well, you're just going to go down to the LA Coliseum, put some concrete, run these random cars with no, you know what I mean? No, I don't know. We'll see.
So going to Kansas, though, the past 7 races, 5 if you're Kyle Larson, there's actually quite a few guys who have like an average top 10 finish, and a lot of them are playoff drivers. Chase Elliott, he's averaging a 6th place finish over the last 7 races with 1 win. Keselowski's got a win. Kyle Busch has got a win. Denny Hamlin's got 2 wins. So you want to, maybe put your hard-earned money on one of those guys, if it's not Larson, to propel them into a spot into the Final 4. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't see Larson winning this week. I see one of those guys locking themselves into the playoffs, and then it's going to be a free-for-all at Martinsville next week when you have guys like, I believe 3 guys are in must-wins because they DNF'd. Logano, Truex, and Keselowski. Maybe if not one of those 3 guys wins this weekend, it's going to be a madhouse in Martinsville in 2 weeks.
Kind of like it was in Martinsville the year Logano won his championship.
Yeah, or last
that?
year when Harvick, when they got spun at the end and he had to like reverse. That was hilarious. I loved that.
Oh yeah,
I loved it. That was a great finish.
But Logano won, the year Logano won that championship. It was because of him coming sideways off that 4th corner at Martinsville with Truex, and that propelled him into the championship race, which he eventually ended up winning. If he didn't race Truex that hard, man, this sport's crazy, man. I just don't see Logano getting into the championship 4. Even if he does, does it even matter with Hamlin and Larson there? But I think Logano now, with nothing to lose, he basically has said it himself. It's either win or nothing, He can't point race at this time after having that blown engine, which is
sucked.
Pretty weird, I don't really see Penske. I don't see many Roush Yates engines being blown, especially in the upper echelon teams, such as Stuart Haas and Team Penske. But, man, his engine blew, and just sucks. He was the suckiest driver out of Team Penske. Ryan Blaney seems to be the best right now. Keselowski with 3 races left at Team Penske before he moves on to his new endeavors over at Roush, Fenway, Keselowski, Brad, Racing.com. And, but
I mean, Logano's got he has 3 wins all time at Kansas. So, I mean, Sean, what do you think about this weekend's race?
Chase is on the bubble, so Chase better go out there and do something.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm sure he'll fail pre-race test.
And if that's what it takes,
the first thing he's gonna do in Kansas. Don't worry about it.
So
that's the
step
first
1, mission accomplished.
Step 1, check. Step 2, just get up to the top 10 within the first 30 laps.
Take a bet. We're betting guys here on the Comic Bookie podcast, right? Let's take a bet. What's the over/under? Or not the over/under, but yes, no. Will Chase fail pre-race inspection and start from the back, guys?
I can tell you, he'll do it in Phoenix if he's in the championship 4.
Oh, that's for damn sure.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So I think we can all raise our hands to maybe Kyle Larson. But hey, if it's not Kyle Larson, do you have one more driver real quick before we get to the NFL? That maybe can sneak one in. There's plenty of guys with wins. Logano's got 3. Harvick's got 3, although he's not a playoff driver anymore. Keselow's got 2. Truex,
I do like Harvick. I actually like Harvick, the fact that he's not a playoff driver anymore. You obviously saw what he did last week. I just think that him not being a playoff driver, he don't really give a damn no more. Kind of like what I said earlier right now about Logano. There's nothing else to do. You're not points racing for nothing. It's just all about the win. You're gonna push it as hard as you can. You're not gonna give a damn. So I actually, with the lackluster performance of a season that Harvick, has had this year, I would actually, be expecting him to go out there and actually run pretty well and be very competitive, especially in the track that's very comparable to the one that we just raced at Texas Motor Speedway, guys.
All right. Well, there you have it. This Sunday, enjoy the race at Kansas. That is the third to last race of the season. Then we have Martinsville, and of course the championship race in a couple weeks in Phoenix. So on to the final segment of the sports section of this Comic Bookies podcast. Thank you again so much for everyone joining in, live or not live, if you're listening to us on wherever you get your podcasts. But NFL Week 7 is here. Week 6 was last week. The 49ers did not play this week. Sean, real quick before we get to our picks, because I kind of like what we're doing here is we're kind of using just our picks as our analysis for the week, but coming off of the bye week, who's healthy, who's still not healthy, what do you like about the 49ers coming up this week?
Bye week just came at the right time, kind of regroup. I mean, we're 2-3 right now. We're obviously in a division where Arizona is likely going to win, but we still have obviously a long season, still have hopes of maybe a division if things go crazy for Arizona. Still got a chance of the wild card, but Jimmy will be the quarterback this week. Elijah Mitchell is looking healthy. He'll be in the backfield. Obviously, hopefully get some Ayuk going. Kittle, I think, is going to be out still one more week, which, I mean, he's been just really banged up. Don't like the word injury prone, but he's been pretty banged up. But we're going against a tough Colts team too, man. You know, thank you, T.Y. Hilton is back, and they came off a victory versus Houston. They looked really good, and, you know, 2-4 takes on 2-3 Sunday night at Levi Stadium. I think the Niners will definitely come off the bye, have a good game. 3.5 right now. Not a game I'm going to be involved with picking. I don't want to get karma or anything. But outside looking in, I do like the Niners to cover a 3.5. They're still a good football team. Just got to, you know, execute a little bit better.
Okay. So going into our picks of the week, our Comic Bookies Super Contest. So again, for all you fans out there, Aaron is kind enough to join us every week. He is currently 2-6. He took a nice goose egg the first week he joined us, but he went a solid 2-2, beat all of us because all three of us went a horrid 1-3. I'm actually used to it. So to update the standings for you, Sean is in first place right now at just under 500 at 9-10-1. Mark is 8-11-1, just one game behind him, and I am sitting down in the basement at 5-13-2. Again, like these guys have tried to make me feel good, like, oh, you're only 1-4-0 week away from, like, you know, whatever. I don't see myself getting there, but let's do it. So since we all tied, we're gonna go season, you know, standings goes first. So Sean, then Mark, then myself. Aaron, if you're there, or if anybody else is there live right now, please shoot us your picks. Anybody else listening right now, please shoot us your picks. You're going to pick 4 games against the spread every week in the NFL season, and whoever has the best winning percentage of all the fans out there, we're going to send you a nice, sweet, nice gift basket, nice little gift package. Maybe a t-shirt, a sweater, a couple flyers, maybe a pop toy or a comic book or whatever that we hold near and dear to our hearts, but something will be sent to you. So Sean,
what about if we're gonna buy each other one?
I don't know about no comic book. That's
if we're gonna buy each other one of these like steaks, we gotta send one of the winning fans if they are to win, like one of those Omaha steaks or
dude,
something.
Those are so good too. Yeah, you know what,
man,
Right?
that's actually a good price pack. Just like get their address and like, here, I'm going to send you, one of those. Yeah, what is it, like $50? You get all kinds of stuff from Omaha Steaks.
Hey.
That's actually a good idea, Mark. Sean,
I'm gonna send him some sloppy joes.
Sean, your first pick of the week. Now, Grant, remember you have 6 teams on a bye, so that's 3 less games we have to work with this week. So towards the end of our picks, it's gonna be slim pickings. So go ahead, Sean, you're first.
And are we doing 3 total or 4
We're still
total
doing.
with the bye
We'll still
week?
do 4. We'll still do 4.
Okay.
Sean, you're actually right, though. I wanted to touch on something that you said about the Niners. You said perfect timing for the bye week. Usually teams we kind of despise having bye weeks so early in the season. Kind of like, why is our bye week got to be so early? You know, it kind of more frowned upon. But, hey, like you said, sometimes it just works out perfect. And I think that the Niners actually did have a perfect time to have their bye week. So
you got to regroup, man. Yeah.
I know you're not going to be involving yourself in that pick, but I might have to chew on that one in a little bit coming up here, man.
See if it makes it to you. But my first pick is the lock of the week for the home dog.
It's
Miami
a loss. You
Dolphins plus 2.5.
Miami plus 2.5. All right, okay. To me, that's kind of fishy. Like, why the hell is Atlanta? Like, Atlanta shouldn't be favorites.
They lost versus Jacksonville, though. That's why I think they're really
England,
down on Miami.
England.
But
it wasn't in Florida.
But in England, we know Jacksonville.
Without their top 2 cornerbacks, also Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. So they will be playing this week. So I'm liking some Miami.
You're just sour that I beat you last week head to head on that one. I took Jacksonville, and my only thing was like Jacksonville cannot go like 0-16. They have to win sometime. That's like my only analysis on that game.
We know Jacksonville is actually the unofficial team of London, right? Unofficial team of England when it comes to the NFL. Right. They go there every.
Urban Meyer has the best win percentage there.
Dude, I actually, I had a feeling. The only thing that scared me was the fact that they were going there with a rookie quarterback. They're going there with a rookie coach. Yes, but I kind of felt like there was going to be some spirit in the air for the damn Jaguars after being like 0-5, and finally getting the damn win. So, but with that pick, I'm actually kind of on it. I kind of do like it with Sean, to be truthful with you. Tua Tagovailoa, like I mentioned last week, guys, I just, I'm still waiting to see it from him. I don't know if it is, but with this game, with old ass Matt Ryan going into the hot humidity in which they called South Florida to play at Hard Rock Stadium. To play at South Florida, Hard Rock State. But nonetheless, Sean, that's a pretty good pick. I'd actually probably be looking at that one, but I'm going to have to obviously not pick that one and have to look for another one. So I think I'm next, right?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So with that being said, man, so this game is going to be, man, I almost want to, this is actually a game I'd like to talk to you guys about.
I'd like to talk to you about
the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos, man. The Browns, what a disappointment. What a disappointment, guys.
And it's Thursday, too. Who knows?
I take them last week against, I money lined them against Arizona, Kyler Murray. They had the COVID situation when it comes to the coaches and whatnot. And just, man, that's a whole nother conversation. But the Arizona Cardinals are balling right now. So, 17.5 points they are against the Houston Texans. I can't lay that, but I'm going to go with my Las Vegas Raiders, man. For the pick, I know Mike might fade me, but the Eagles, kind of scare me coming in. I think that the Raiders made a pretty decent acquisition today in getting Desmond Trufant from the Atlanta Falcons to kind of play back there in the secondary. And, I think that with the field goal, I think that the Eagles having a pretty good defense, but I think that the Raiders being at home, kind of having their head more focused after all this stuff that's been going on about their team and trying to push out Davis and Gruden resigning, I think that the Raiders are going to kind of keep this streak going. So let's go with the Las Vegas Raiders, guys.
I like it.
-3. That's what I'm seeing here. Juiced a little bit to the upside, -120 on the VIG, guys.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Aaron, too, who held a super contest with us. He's a diehard Raider fan. One thing he mentioned, which is true, is Gruden, when he was the coach, he designs his first 16 plays off top. He knows what the plays are straight up. So, with the new Raiders coach, he's going to open up that offense, I feel. And good pick, Mark. And now Mike.
I want the coach from the Chargers, man. That Staley dude.
I mean, I like the Italian stallion. I like him.
Is he Italian? Beside, but what is he? How do you pronounce it?
I seen him on The Sopranos. He's Italian.
He's with Paulie. He's with Paulie and Sal, huh?
Yeah.
My first pick.
He looks like the other guy. Who was the other Italian that he was a little shorter and stubbier? Dude, who the hell? Did he coach the Jets also? Or was he a coordinator? He had the little mustache.
I mean, the guy that didn't he just die? Or the guy who had cancer, right? Didn't he also coach the Raiders? What was his name?
Colin Powell?
What? No. Colin Powell. You're an idiot.
Colin Powell.
R.I.P. Colin Powell, by the way.
R.I.P.
So anyways, so my first pick, I'm going to go, let's do a division game where they're getting almost a touchdown. Both teams have been playing well. Besides their first game of the season loss, this team has been playing lights out, especially on primetime, scoring a bunch of points. But I feel that this game is going to be a little close, maybe a field goal game. So give me the Cincinnati Bengals on the road in Baltimore, +6.
think somebody said for the season since he was a sleeper team. Who was that?
Hey, they're only 4-2. We have like how many more games? Like 11 more games.
You
They can
know
still
what,
end
though?
up like
Off
4
to a
and
good start.
yeah.
Off to
I
a
know.
good start.
It's a good start. So Sean, pick number 2, please.
I gotta go with TB12 because they do got
Oh,
a
don't
12
pick
and a half
TB12. It
point
sucks.
spread. So let's go with the Tampa Bay Tom Brady's at home against the Chicago Bears at minus 12 and a half.
Oh, dude, he only needed to get 7 last week, and oh my God, take a knee. What an asshole.
That's it.
I got to. I am gonna keep it as simple.
Why? Give me your idea. Why?
I mean, it's
12
Tampa
points.
Bay. I
That's
can
too
see.
easy.
I mean, watch.
Well, I
I mean,
can
watch.
see the Bears
They'll probably
being
win by
analysis
30 this week now,
paralysis.
too. Watch.
Oh, you know what? They might win by 30. They might just win by 3 because the Bears, I think, go into this game as 3-3. They're gonna go with the mindset of we want to win, but in a game like this, you can't just go in there conventional. We're gonna do what we do. No, you have to go in there open-minded. So you might see some just off-the-wall plays. Let Justin Fields maybe expand the offense more. So in a weird way, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Tampa wins by 7 or 10. But then you do have to flip the script and also say Tampa's just a way better team. And what Mike said, they might go and pull up freaking Buffalo against Houston and just run them out of the building by 30. So I don't know. I'm going with just simple Tom Brady's just Tom Brady, and they're playing Chicago, who sucks.
All right, Mark, second pick.
My second pick, guys. Man, these games are kind of. I can't believe I'm going to do this.
It's going to take a huge spread.
I really, really can't believe I'm going to do this.
But
But
huge spreads on here.
I can't believe I'm going to do this. But this is a team that I saw fight in them. I saw them come back.
I saw the Jets.
I saw them come back after halftime. I like this guessing game here. I don't just throw the team at you. I don't just throw.
He's going
I don't just throw the
Houston.
line. So I saw this team fight back after halftime. I saw a quarterback come in for a Hall of Fame quarterback that, is just top 5 right now in the league. Got replaced by Mr. West Virginia, number 7 himself. And if it wasn't if it wasn't for TJ Watt just going absolutely ham at the end of that game with that sack, with the forced fumble, I think that Geno Smith actually had a really, really good chance to lead his team to victory, on the road in a hostile environment, which is Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, against a perennial, just great team, really, with the quarterback that's a statue out there in Roethlisberger, but yet the guy, if you give him some time, he can still deliver some pretty accurate balls. He's still got some pretty good receivers, and not to mention a pretty damn good running back, powerful as well, from Antioch, California, Mr. Najee Harris via Alabama. But nonetheless, guys, I'm going to take Seattle Seahawks here with that number. I got a +5 here. I think that the Saints going on the road, although they didn't play last week, so they are going to be rested. They are off their bye, and they have prepared. But I think that the 12th, number 12 or whatever, not TB12, the 12th man over there in Seattle, I think that Geno Smith with an extra week to also prepare for himself and actually grow with his team, grow with his receivers, Metcalf. And I think Metcalf is going to be pissed a little bit at Shannon Sharp. He's going to have a little bit to show him after all the trolling and whatnot. So give me Seattle Seahawks +5. I think that they keep it close. They could lose this game, but I don't think they're going to lose by more than a field goal, guys. Give me Seattle +5 Monday Night Football.
All right. So now we're gonna have to wait till the end, till even later, to figure out what Mark's gonna do, what his final one's gonna be.
Hey, but that's 2 weeks in a row. I take the Monday night game, huh?
Yeah, true.
Well, last week the Monday night game was my only winner, so let's see what happens this week.
Okay, so my second pick here is going to be a team. They actually were winning at halftime, and they just absolutely imploded in the second half at home against Kansas City. But I like them, I like the defense, and I like Green Bay to kind of, ease up a little bit. They're 5-1. They've been playing really well. They went back and forth with Chicago. But I like Washington, the football team, on the road, even though I was saying something about Aaron, how he needs to stop betting the Washington football team every week. But, so that means that they've not covered at least 2 weeks in a row. I see them covering 9.5 points in Green Bay. So give me Washington football team plus 9.5.
I was looking at that. I was looking at that. By the way, Mike and Sean, I told you guys earlier the damn coach, Bisiasia or whatever from the damn Las Vegas Raiders. He reminded me of the other guy that was also Italian, and you guys were right on the money. Not Tony Soprano, but Tony Sparano. Remember him?
Sparano, yeah.
Tell me you don't see a little resemblance. Like they could be cousins or something, right?
Yeah, wasn't he the one, like, when he took over as coach, they, like, had, like, a ceremony where they buried, like whatever past they had. I don't know. He had some weird stuff. Either way, he looks like my neighbor across the street, Randy, too. He looks like that. He looks like him,
what
too.
He's up to.
Shout out to Randy.
So go ahead, Sean, third pick.
Third pick is going against what I said earlier. I'm taking them dogs. I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I don't say dogs by underdogs, but I think they're going to grind this week. They're going to come back off this bye week, and they're going to cover that 3.5.
You said, you're going to take it right before me? He's going to steal the pick. He said he wasn't going to involve himself in it. Now look at him. I tell him that I was going to have to chew on it. And now
it was going to be
takes the bone from the dog.
It was going to be Cincinnati.
So
that's what
so Mark, you're going to take both primetime games. That's funny.
He comes and takes the bone from the dog.
Go ahead, Mark. Pick one of those big spreads, so I don't have to.
Yeah, don't make me take the Houston Texans.
Hey, you're getting 17.5, bro. I mean, you know what happened last time? They had like over 15.
Yeah, they lost 40-0 in the rain. Morons.
4 picks is so hard, man. What line are you gonna give me with the Denver Broncos? What line are you gonna give me, man?
You're getting Cleveland 3.5.
I want 4. You're not going to give me 4? I don't want it.
You have to add a side of garlic mashed potatoes with that steak.
Yeah, you better upgrade the sides. I want that baked potato loaded.
And I want the New York Football Giants plus 3.
Huh? New York Football Giants plus 3?
New York Football Giants plus 3.
Ooh.
Carolina. They've been so. You know what? Actually, man, Carolina's going to be pissed. I just remembered they lost that game to Minnesota in overtime. Minnesota, I don't know what to think of Minnesota, but there's not many games to choose from. But I'm going to go with the New York Football Giants to keep a close one at home, to try to keep arms race in this division, although we all are going to be the Cowboys to win it. But nonetheless, the New York Football Giants are going to keep this one close in New York on Sunday.
My third pick, just so I don't, I can't chance Sean getting it. I'm going to try to pick it every single week. But I just expect it every week. I'm a pessimist. I call myself sometimes a realist, but in all honesty, I'm a pessimist. So I'm going to fade Mark here, and I'm going to take the Eagles plus 3.
Of course he is.
I mean, there's got to be a day where, oh yeah, we've had such a good game in Denver. Great win for first win for the new coach. No. Come back down to earth. I don't know. It's just one of those, like you were saying, Mark. Sometimes the Raiders don't play very well against those running quarterbacks, and I don't know. Who knows? It's gonna be a good, matchup. I think Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith. It's gonna be good. Matchup.
I actually love the Raiders without Gruden. I've been saying it the first couple weeks that I don't like his play calling. I agree. When he sits there and just does his little lips and like, it's like Gruden. I feel like he's been holding this team back. To tell you the truth,
his freaking white.
Like I said, I don't think there's anything that Olsen can't call that Gruden was calling. I don't think there's anything special. To tell you the truth, it's like NBA sometimes. I feel like, what the hell you need a damn head coach for? When the Warriors were balling, winning those championships, they could have damn coached themselves. They didn't need Steve Kerr.
What's LeBron done for the last 10 years, too?
It's just, man,
coach.
I think that Carr is that good. I mean, he's elite. You heard them say it. I think Carr has elite talent. I think Carr at times has a different mindset of what Gruden wants to do, but he can't do it because Gruden, got that big ego. He's the 10-year, $100 million man. And I think that with him resigning, I think that it gives the reins a little bit more to this, veteran quarterback in Carr. And I don't know, man. I think the Raiders are actually going to be a lot better going forward than what they were going backwards.
Sure
dude.
hope so, man. Sure hope so.
I know you're pessimistic, but I mean, this is going to be a telltale because what does Philadelphia really offer? In my opinion, Philadelphia, I mean, they got a decent defense. I think it's basically all on Jalen Hurts' shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much you can say that about every game when it comes to the quarterback. But, are the Raiders going to be able to stop the run? Are they not going to let what happened with, Herbert, not Justin Herbert, but the other Herbert, the running back for the Chicago Bears 2 weeks ago? Are they going to let them just run all over them? Or, are they going to be able to stop the run? Are they going to be able to contain Hurts? And is the defense in the back going to be able to, give Crosby and some of these linebackers, enough time to try to get to Hurts? It's going to be fun, but I think that the Raiders going forward are a lot better off without Gruden than with Gruden, which is weird to say, but there it is.
Right.
A couple years ago, Raider fans, a lot of football fans, a lot of teams were like, I'd take Chucky in a heartbeat, right? And I know Raider fans were chopping at the bit to get him back. Give us Gruden back, return it. But, dude, after seeing what I'm seeing in the new football age and the new NFL with teams going to younger coaches, younger quarterbacks, I've been saying it for a couple years, and you guys can mark my words. I've been saying that the NFL is going to turn more into the NFL style. And what's happening? I've been saying it for a couple years, and we're seeing it prevail now.
Style.
And it's going to keep college. It's going to continue to happen because these NFL owners, the NFL general managers see how these athletes are being developed in college, and they're transferring them over to the NFL, and that's just the way it's going to go, man. And I've been saying it, and I'm seeing it come to fruition. And I think that our team is young enough, and our quarterback is still young enough to the point that we can perform like one of those teams, like a Kyler Murray, and what they're doing over there in Arizona with Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, that's like, besides the veterans they got on that team, that's pretty much a college offense and a college, that they're running over there. And look what it's doing to them. The only undefeated team in the league thus far. So we'll see, man. But I'm excited for the rest of the season, and I'm excited for the Raiders as well. So,
well, that makes one of you or one of us, because I don't know. I don't know.
How could look at Sean? Look at that smile. His team done lost 2 or 3 in a row now, coming off a bye.
Sean just came back from Pismo. Of course,
him.
he'd have a smile on his face. Come on now. The Giants got eliminated from the playoffs. He has a smile. He just came back from Pismo. Let it.
Yeah, Giants eliminated. He still got a smile. I mean, the Warriors won, but you got to be optimistic.
All right,
now.
Sean, your fourth and final pick.
Fourth and final pick, I do have it locked and loaded, and despite my surprise team looking good, there always has to be a little hiccup in the road, and this guy's looking like an MVP, so those Baltimore Ravens just need to cover 6 at home. I'm going to go against you on this one, Michael.
Okay, so Baltimore at home -6. So let's go, Mark, your last pick.
New England Patriots.
Ooh.
Good one. I like that game actually also. I was close to picking that.
Right.
Good
Let's see what we have here. New England Patriots at a minus what against the Jets?
7.
-7? Okay, right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and fade Mark on one of these picks. What is it?
Right, you're already fading me on the Raiders, asshole. Come on, give me another one. What other one are you gonna fade me on?
I'm gonna take Chuba Hubbard, buddy. Chuba Hubbard. Remember the name. And the Giants suck ass, especially at home. They always find ways to disappoint. I would never bet with a New York team, so I'm taking the Carolina Panthers to go into New Jersey.
That's also why you're 5-11.
To New Jersey.
My God.
Well, Yeah. Hey, I'm 5-13-2. Okay,
Oh.
get it right. Remember, you told me I'm only 1-4 away.
But hey, by
league
the
away.
way, how's the League of Mediocre Douchebags going, man? I haven't been hearing much of it.
Sean, you want to tell him? I think I won this week.
Oh, that's why we haven't been hearing much of it. Sean, you want to tell him? This
I'm
doesn't sound too good.
3-2, I want to say.
Let's see the league.
They don't even know. Oh, they don't even know
So
their
hold on.
standings.
So Nohan, I wanted to
Yeah.
pull it up. Like this is actually a.
Oh yeah, I'm in 3 fantasy leagues, so I mean, you gotta.
I mean,
our league can't memorize them all.
Our league is pretty crazy. Like the first 4 teams are 4-2. So like I'm in 4th place at 4-2.
Oh yeah, I'm 3-3.
And then 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th are all 3-3. So so like literally 8th place Sean can move up to first place based off of points in like 1 week, or he can move up so many spots. And then of course you have 2 guys who are 1-5. But 1 through 8, they're only 1 game difference. There's 4 guys who are 4-2, 4 guys who are 3-3. Everyone's beating up on each other. So it's going pretty well. I just hit the injury bug like pretty bad. I just lost Nick Chubb and Edwards-Helaire from Kansas City, so I'm like, just dying. I have like Melvin Gordon and Damian Harris as my running backs. Like I'm hurting pretty bad, but Kyler Murray, the man Kyler Murray is keeping me afloat for sure, bud.
Hey, that Herbert dude, I'm telling you, from the Bears, he's a pretty good little back, bro. Not only did I see him against the Raiders, I also saw him in the game where they were. Yeah, he's. I mean, he gets yards for being kind of like a no-name little player right there. I don't play fantasy, but I mean, if I was, I'd probably be looking at him. Guy seems like he's got a little bit of heart in him.
Well, Mark, you are 8-11-1, so I'm going to trust whatever you say. So you are the guru. You're 3 games ahead of me. So.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a guru because my ass ain't even 500, but man, it's been tough.
It's been a
tough season.
It's been tough sledding this season when it comes to the handicap and
sure.
when it comes to just believe it. Like, I got completely smoked on the Los Angeles Chargers last week, and it pisses me off that you just got these teams. They do so good, and I should have known. I should have known with Mike's theory, the West Coast going to the East Coast, they've been doing so good. The Chargers have going to play the Ravens, and it was like a 3-point line. And, oh, yeah, the Chargers going to keep it close. Man, this team that just, I told Mike, the formula, just find the team that scores like 35 plus points the week before and fade them. Mm-hmm. It's just, how do you score almost 50 points against the Browns just to shoot out, and then you go over to Baltimore, you can't even muster more than a touchdown. You get 6 points because your kicker missed the PAT. Shout out to the damn Chargers kickers. You guys suck every single year. You guys will never get a damn kicker. So they end up with 6 points. Looks like they got 2 field goals, but because they probably couldn't even get that because their damn kicker sucks. So they got a touchdown for 6 points, missed PAT, and that's all she wrote. Baltimore Ravens completely kill them, shut them out, and how does that even happen? A team that's been just firing on all cylinders, just lay an egg, man, and that's the NFL, and that's how Las Vegas keeps rolling in that dough to keep that water flowing where the water doesn't flow out there in the desert, man.
Well, hopefully that happens. Hopefully that same thing happens to the Baltimore Ravens this week for my case. So,
but it's a long season. Yeah. We're churning. Sean 9-11, me 8 and whatever the hell. So
we're all within. We're all within like 4 games of each other. Yeah, like we said, if one of you guys have a bad week, I have a good week. We're all right there. So, but that's
get us to that 56% winning percentage, and I'll be happy. Right.
So that's the NFL. That's the sports section of the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. But we're gonna take a few minutes breaks, and we'll be right back with your comic book and entertainment news of the sort. So thank you so much for joining the Comic Bookies podcast. We'll be right back after these messages or this song, whatever I edit in. All right, see you soon.
Or any advertisers that want to get in on it, let us know.
Free advertising. We don't charge.
We got free ad space here on the Comic Bookies podcast.
All right, see you guys soon. give a little behind the scenes to the podcast. We're back live just before we jump back in, guys. Man, this actually ended up being like a perfect week for me to do this, you know? So I was like, oh, hey, it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. Damn, Danielle, like you're, you know, out there getting your hair done. Like it's like works out perfectly. That way she's doing her thing, you know, today, you know, and then tomorrow we get to just kind of hang out like we don't have anything to do, you know? After the kids go to bed, we get to hang out one more day before I got to go to work on Thursday.
Take a guess where the birthday dinner is tomorrow, Miguel. You absolutely love this place.
Oh,
like you love this place.
It's in San Francisco.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's actually like one of those like, oh, okay. But it's
Palo Alto?
still so good.
Oh, hold on. Is it in Fremont?
Not Fremont.
Absolutely love this place. Union City?
I feel you're like, yes.
Texas Roadhouse?
The one and only.
Yes.
The one and only.
Yes. Hell yeah. I mean, I'm
bro,
so
hell
fortunate,
yeah.
too, because we have one right down the street, too. So I think since...
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
You got one there, too.
I think we've
I've
been
never
there.
ate there.
Huh?
Huh?
I've never.
What?
Go
I've
ahead.
never been there?
I've
Bless your
never
soul.
been there.
I mean, so go there, but then you're going to get even better at Sauced in Livermore.
oh, I've been to Sauce.
Sauce is-
the
oh
old
my God.
Sapphire.
Like Texas Roadhouse is like one of like the best chain restaurants to me. Like don't throw
Better
it
than
like
Cattleman's.
yeah, I think so. The ribs are the ribs are mouthwatering.
The steak
Better
quality
than
quality's hella
Cattleman's?
good.
Yes, they
I thought
award. Oh,
Cattleman's
dude,
wasn't Cattleman's supposed to be the shit back in the day?
no, they still are. I mean, we have a Cattleman's right across,
Yeah,
right down the
they
street
don't
from
have
work.
The one and
So
only.
you know their steaks are still good for sure at Cattleman's. But if I'm going for like ribs and or like pulled pork sandwich or something like that, Texas Roadhouse, as far as chain restaurants, man, you can't go wrong. So
Damn.
yeah, so comic
Really?
books. I mean, it won't be too long of a conversation. I mean, as far as books from 2 weeks ago, this is a short stack of mine. I think I only have like 5 or 6 books, so I think we're going to be set to.
Why'd you like Nice House on the Lake so much?
Why did I like
It
light?
was raining.
Oh, dude, like just them working together finally. You know,
Oh yeah, Strange Adventures didn't end as good as I thought.
hey, I'm reading that this week.
Oh, you haven't read it
No, I
yet?
just
Damn.
got-
So
I
you
just got
haven't
the-
read. So okay. So you haven't read the Bond. You haven't read the Joker. You haven't read the Adventures.
No, I just got those on
Oh.
Monday. I have Batman 114, Nice House on the Lake, The Puzzle Box, Avengers, Tech On, and then Almost American. That's all I got from 2
But
weeks ago.
didn't you
So,
get them yesterday?
The Joker.
Yeah, I got him
8,
yesterday, but
number
I'm not
8.
gonna. If I know mentally that I'm gonna be 2 weeks, a week behind every week, I'm not gonna force. Like after I had to read Nice House on the Lake and Batman last night. After that, I jumped on a TV show, or I played like a video. I played Arkham Asylum. You know what I'm saying?
This one week behind shit sucks, dude.
It does, but make
sucks.
yourself be 1 week behind. Go and get your books from week to week, but then like know that okay, cool. Like when I start reading my books, don't read that week's books. Read last week's books, so that way you're fresh, just like I am.
I can't do that.
I can't do it.
I'm sorry, you're about to be 37 years old. Yes, you can.
I know I can, but I can't because then it's like because then I'll fucking push hella shit back and then I'll fucking have 2 books, fucking 2 weeks to read.
I know.
I know myself. Oh well, Mike ain't reading it yet. I'll fucking just keep pushing it back, and then by the time I know it, I got like a stack of 14 books to read in 3 nights. Like fuck
You can
that.
just do what I did and read 11 books in one night.
That's why.
Sean, last week I read 11, or 2 weeks I read 11 books in one night.
How
I
much?
made it.
It was like
4 is pushing it for me.
4.
I usually
do
do
3, and
2 to
that's
3.
max.
I took
Yeah.
2's my solid number. 2's a good number.
I took a
for
little
me.
break in between too, so it was like 10 or 10:30 until about like 1 a.m. and that's when I got to bed. I read
Unless it's like
all the books.
unless it's a righteous thirst for vengeance. I mean, I can read 10 of those in about an hour.
Bro, hour. Give me 30 minutes.
All right.
That's
All
it.
right, let's
I'm
talk.
talking about.
Let's talk more about it. Let's go back to the show. All right. Thank you everyone again for joining in. But we're going back live in 3, 2, and 1. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Comic Bookies podcast. We are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Like we said at the beginning of the episode, tomorrow, Sean's birthday, October 20th, 2021, is New Comic Book Day. Go on there and get your stack like we do every single week. I get my stack mailed to me, but Alex can do that too. So, again, we're playing this whole 1 week behind thing. Mark, I know you don't like it, but I'm sorry. But I have a handful of books to talk about this week, but let's go ahead and get into the books of this week that are coming out tomorrow. For DC, we have Batman 115, Nightwing 85, The Flash 775, Batman Catwoman number 8, and Superman Son of Kal-El number 4. We actually have two number 1s as well. Catwoman Lonely City on the Black Label number 1, and Nubia and the Amazons number 1. Over on the Marvel side, Thor 18, Fantastic Four 37, United States of Captain America number 5, The Death of Doctor Strange number 2, and Miles Morales Halloween Comic Book Extravaganza 2021 number 1. Boom Studios gives us Eat the Rich number 3 for Sean and Mark, AWA Not All Robots 3, and Fight Girls number 4. And, of course, Image, one of our favorite small-time publishers, King Spawn number 3, Gunslinger Spawn number 1, Ice Cream Man number 26, and Made in Korea for You 2 number 5. So let's get into it, fellas. Just throw out a book, anything you're excited for this week, anything that you read from, 2 weeks ago that we can talk about for this week. Let's get into the comic book discussion.
Real quick for this week, we definitely have some goodies, specifically the two that Mark and myself get, the Made in Korea, absolutely loving that, and Eat the Rich, which I'm very huge on. So, I'm definitely liking this week. It is funny because as much as I like those, there is, the Thor that Mike and I get, and we were talking about earlier, it's going to be on Throg, whatever that's going to be. So it's this kind of stuff that makes me like, this is absolutely going to make it or break it for me.
I mean, it has to, right? How that goes. Like we're too loyal to stuff like that, We're too loyal, I think. It might be, if it doesn't give me something really, really good, Throg might be the end of Thor for me. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Might be the end.
I'm with you on it. I mean, you cut Darth Vader, man, a long time ago, and I'm still actually, for some reason, holding on to that, and I'm at the point where I'm like looking for the Throg in that. Is he gonna make it or break it? So
I mean, Star Wars though, it's cool. I mean, I'm more like into Star Wars though, and like the whole lore of Star Wars than I am a specific Thor story. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I mean, the first two arcs in this, I mean, it's Donny Cates. The first two arcs were amazing, and then once he got to the Robert Blake or whatever, the guy who they switched bodies and everything, it just he lost me, So he lost me.
With your brother.
How about a book from another writer that has a book that came out last week that just finished up its series from the Black Label offering, and Mr. Tom King, but the book that's going to be released tomorrow, New Comic Book Day. By the time you guys are listening to this, it will be out there for you guys, reading pleasures, and that is the Batman Catwoman number 8.
What a story.
What a story, man. Thank you, Michael. What a story. That thing's just trucking along here. And I think that the way Strange Adventures ended, obviously we're not going to get into that. We're not going to play spoilers for our host here and Mike. But I think that Batman Catwoman is actually probably written a little bit even more for my liking. If I'd attest to that, Strange Adventures was really good. I think probably because of the fact that how much closer I am with the Batman and the Catwoman and all the whole Bat family and the stories and the nostalgia behind it, compared to how much I really know about Adam Strange, which I don't think a lot of people in the out there really do. But Batman Catwoman is being written beautifully by Mr. TK Tom King himself, and I am really, really excited to read that book this week. Your guys' thoughts? I think that the last, I feel like every book that I read from that series, we're on 8 now, coming up today or tomorrow, but 6, 5 is 6 is better than 5. 7 has been better than 6. I just feel like every single book has literally been getting better, and it's hard to find that in a story always where where the latter stages of the story, each issue has been getting better. A lot of times, sometimes you'll have 4 that's better than 6, or sometimes some issues, but Tom King is really building up this story. It's slow. It's going to take us about a year plus to get the whole story via Black Label and all of the woes that, but I mean, I'm that's the probably book that I'm looking forward to the most this upcoming week.
I mean, just look at those two books. I mean, they're both like murder mysteries, They just kind of keep you on the edge of your seat for the whole time, and I just love these.
And then with the daughter.
Just the off continuity of everything, Like you're not following a whole 5-year journey with the Flash or with Batman or with Superman or with Thor or the Avengers or whatever. You're following a 12-issue maxi series of like what could be. You're thinking to yourself, like, to me, like those off continuity things are like, dude, that could totally be a movie. Like, couldn't you see Batman's Catwoman a movie? Dude, that'd be dope. Just having like future Selena. Bruce is dead, but you still get Bruce because he's in the flashbacks. And then you have Dick Grayson being the commissioner, but then and then you have the daughter being like the new Bat Cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so cool.
Love it.
You still have a Joker story, but you can also flash back to where it's really good.
Would it be one movie, or would it be I feel like you would have to break it up. No.
I mean, if you do animated, you could break it up, but I do feel like you could do a like a live action in like a nice 2 hour and 20 minute feature film. I think that'd be great. I would also like to see Strange Adventures as a motion picture too. Some people who don't know who Adam Strange is, maybe you introduce him in the in the current continuity that you do now, but that specific story, I could see that as like an animated feature as well. The hardcore DC fans who already know who he is and his background and what he came from with the New Gods. His story is just great, and just a great story. Another one that I also liked, I actually did read. I'll let you guys know what I think about next week on Strange Adventures, but Almost American. That one's pretty good so far. 2 issues in, I'm getting the feel of The Americans, the TV show on FX that I really, really loved. I hope that they get more into that, like them starting a family and their lives just in America, because it was a lot more talking to the CIA, and then the FBI agent came in and kind of took over things, I just love the backstory of how the grandfather, he beat him in chess, he shows him the gun, it's just kind of painting the picture of what's to come. And of course, at the very, very end of the issue, you have someone here who's, someone here now who just touched down in America looking to kill the couple. So what did you guys think of Almost American #2? I enjoyed it.
I really, really enjoyed it, Mike, as well. Like I said, it also reminded me of that other book that was also released from Aftershock a couple months prior in Red Atlantis. Mm-hmm. Kind of the same thing when you have the espionage from the Russians and whatnot, but this one's a little bit different. In Red Atlantis, you had the girl that was kind of like rooming with one of her college, college roommates, which was also a female. And then she got caught up in some stuff. And this one's a little bit different, in Almost American, because you got a couple, you got a married couple here. They're trying to seek asylum pretty much. And they're giving this second book that we just read, Mike, are pretty much kind of giving all their puzzles and bits and pieces to the American authorities, right? Yeah. The CIA or whatnot, about what they're doing here, why they're here. But the wife actually has a different opinion. The wife thinks that the Americans aren't trying to help them as much, right?
Yeah.
The wife thinks that the Americans are kind of trying to pull some funny stuff on them. Yeah,
she's more skeptical because she's got more of the communist attitude, of more of the, like, I'm more for Mother Russia. Even though we had to leave, I'm more of like, okay, like I still know where I came from, and I still am more loyal to them than I am to this new country, this new government, our sworn enemy since I was born,
Yeah. I mean... I'm enjoying it. It's like a 4-part series, or is it 6 or 5?
Almost American, I think, is 5 or 6. Yeah. I can look in the I can look in the previews when we get it next week. It'll say like something of 5 or 6, but yeah. I mean, that one's
Go ahead, Sean.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, if you're enjoying that, then I mean, whew, me and you, we definitely got to be enjoying a righteous thirst for
Oh
vengeance.
man,
Whew,
Mark, you showed me that last week, dude. Can we please
fire.
see that again? Can we please take a nice 13 seconds for you to flip through every single page of that book?
I know we're like 129 episodes in. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
and I'd like to give Mark, please, can you give a live reading of of this book, because it's only going to take you about a minute and a half. No.
I
You know,
mean,
I
literally. I mean, this is a righteous thirst for vengeance via Image Comics. One of our guys, that we've been reading on the Scumbag, which is Rich Remender. Did I say that? Rick
Yeah,
Remender.
Rick.
Sorry,
Yeah.
not Rich. Rick Remender. Image Comics, a righteous thirst for vengeance. It's because Korean dude, Asian guy, but the book is just really. I don't know if Rick was taking a vacation when he wrote this, and he gave it all to Andre Lima Araujo to just do the duties with when it came to the artistry
Hey,
in
there
this.
was words in the art. I will say that.
I
So I'm gonna have that argument. And if you actually just added some words, I think there was actually a good story in the
That's how
artwork. There was actually something
Yeah, that's how
there.
May's book felt to me too. May's book number one had limited dialogue, probably a lot more than what you guys experienced with that one. But it was the same thing. Like the art painted the picture more so than the actual dialogue. So, but it's Rick Remender, it's Jeff Lemire. Those books are probably going to get better, I assume.
But Sean, what did you get from this book? At the end, obviously, he's like on this trip,
He
right?
went in that house, bro, with like people that were dead, and he walked out like he was just, instead of walking out with the attitude of like, what the heck? He kind of just walked out like he was just like trying to clean up the door handles and stuff like that. Like,
But he stepped in the blood, and that's a pretty big part to the whole.
well, the blood also, he stepped in the blood, but he like stepped on a bird's neck or bird's head that had broke his neck hitting the window. So,
Well, because this guy has issues, right?
oh,
The
he has
the
issues.
bird, it's a stool pigeon. The pigeon's just
Yeah.
pissing him off at the bus stop because he's catching the bus to go to this house, and the pigeon's pissing him off. And the kid, he's talking to the kid, and the kid's like, "Why do I gotta do it? Why do I gotta do it?" And then he stops the bus. The bus takes off. This guy literally stops the bus, and they just show the picture, obviously, because that's all it is. And the picture of him just stepping on the damn pigeon's head. Now he's got blood all over his foot. Now he's going to this. I don't even know who the hell the people's house. That he
Yeah,
was
there's no words to describe whose house is going to. You just see a picture of him in this house, and you see like these two naked people freaking dead, like masked, gagged up and tortured. And
Yeah, Mary Sullivan. He's looking for Mary Sullivan, have no idea who they are. You see pictures of her, it looks like her husband.
You guys have quite a
But-
lot to discuss about a book without any damn dialogue. Let me tell you.
I mean, you know why, Mike? Because first of all, the fact that it doesn't have no dialogue and mostly pictures and it's trying to make us think. And the fact is that when I saw it in previews and when I also picked it up from Treasure Island Comics, I asked Alex, is this going to be a 5? Because I actually haven't pulled it yet. I actually have not. Maybe I'm waiting on one of your guys' confirmation, but I actually have not asked Alice to put it on the pull list yet. So, Sean, are you going to pull it? Mike, you haven't gotten it. Are you thinking about getting it? Because
nah, ain't gonna happen.
so you're not going to pull it.
Nah, there's nothing there.
So what I was going to say is the reason I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt is because right now it's not known if it's going to be ongoing or if it's going to be a mini or maxi series, because that's the same thing that happened with Rick Remender's other book that Mike and I are actually reading in The Scumbag, because I thought it was going to be a mini maxi series, and now I think it seems like it's ongoing. Am I right or wrong, Mike?
I think so. I think we weren't sure at first, but like that's one of the things that we say is like, oh, it's going to be at least 6 or at least 12, and yeah, it's looks like there's no end in sight. So
that's what I'm saying. And this Righteous Thirst with a Vengeance, I thought it was going to be mini or maxi, and word on the streets right now, and the streets don't lie, but word on the streets is that it could be ongoing. There's nothing set right now for what it's going to be. So if it's going to be ongoing, I don't know. If it's going to be 5 to 6, I guess maybe I can vibe with it, put it on the pool for a couple months and see what happens. But nonetheless, man, it was for something that I was kind of excited to get. It didn't really fulfill my reading
Pleasure.
needs for the night. Yeah, pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, cool. What do you want to hit first, Batman or Nice House on the Lake? Let's go Nice House on the Lake. So we're gonna end the comic book conversation.
Well, you asked my opinion, but you just. What do you want to hear first, Batman or Nice House on the Lake? Well, whatever, man. We'll just go with Nice House on the
I mean,
Lake.
I guess I made the executive decision. Sorry,
Right?
not sorry, but either
I actually wanted to go with Batman.
Either way, we're ending the night on James Tynion. So, Batman 114 for Mark. Sorry, it's his birthday on Friday. Sorry.
1,000.
I mean, so first of all, Mark, I know you're excited about the side story in this is finally involving more of the Clown Hunter. So, I mean, even though it feels kind of short, like the Ghost Hunter one was like a lot more dialogue, but I mean, I guess we'll get more as we go, I hope. But, it's good to see Clown Hunter on a more consistent basis. Miracle Molly is here. Poison Ivy looks dope as hell. Whoever draws Poison Ivy, they always do a good job for me. Like this.
What are they calling her now? Like Queen Ivy or Lord Ivy or something like that?
Well, yeah, because she's like in her own little sanctuary and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, Simon Saint has his own Peacekeeper to like take care of Peacekeeper number 1, and then he goes just absolutely ape shit because he's kind of he's with Scarecrow, feeding him the fear toxin and what he's
Sean Mahoney busted up,
and what
man.
he sees. In what he actually sees of the of Simon Saint's Peacekeeper, dude, it's that would scare the hell out of me too. So they go like friggin' at it, and then Batman's trying to get in the middle of everything. I mean, it's a good story so far. I mean, it's pretty good. I don't know where they're gonna go with this because they've been following this story a while, and from what Alex told us last week, Tynion's not there anymore. Like going forward, Josh Williamson is jumping on Batman. Just to let you know. Our boy.
Oh yeah. We talked about this.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure what week we actually talked about it, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, that whole explosion where his gun met his sword and then boom, and both arms are flying off, and then he just goes absolutely apeshit on him, and I liked it. It was an action-packed, part 3 to Fear State. I liked it.
I really liked it too. Like I've specifically like really I look forward to this story. I love the whole Peacekeeper aspect of it. The only thing I will say is you said it's kind of just held on at this point of the story for like a few episodes, a few issues now. Mm-hmm. It's kind of just been like, okay, what's kind of next? What's kind of gonna happen next?
Yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting to see where Josh Williamson goes with this future state, because this is what the whole future state was that this Peacekeeper era of like all the flying drones and everything. That's how Gotham is going to be policed, and so it's going to be interesting when they pass the torch from Tynion to Williamson. How is he going to do that? Because I think I might have read it wrong, because I thought that Williamson was coming on for like, it says join Josh Williamson when he jumps on for like a 4-part arc. I thought that was the only arc that he was going to jump on. I didn't know that he's just going to start his era of Batman on this 4 or 5 issue arc and then continue. Didn't know that. Kind of disappointed, because I've been really loving since after the Bane, City of Bane, after Tom King left. Tynion's been doing really great. I think it wasn't issue 100. It was further back, like 81 or 82 or something like that. I think Tynion got like the first 80 issues. But no, I've been thoroughly enjoying what Tynion gives me, obviously from Department of Truth and Nice House on the Lake, which we're going to talk about. But hey, you know what? Josh Williamson, he gave us some fire for years with The Flash. And so I'm excited. I'm just interested to see what direction he goes with what they're doing right now.
Well, I'll tell you the direction that I really like. And I've been telling you this for a couple weeks, months, but I might be secretly enjoying Detective more than Batman at this point. I know.
I mean,
dude,
it's not a secret. It's not a secret. I would probably put that like 5 or 10% more, or like 1 grade level more. I would put that slightly above it. Right now, yeah.
I just love the way how they're bringing this whole Hugh Ville character into the frame, and man, I think that last issue, which one was it, Mike? It was 1043, I believe, Detective Comics. And it's just at the very end, I mean, man, it's just it's it's pretty thrilling because they get down into the sewer system and whatnot, where Poison Ivy, I think, or where Batman is chasing I forgot who he was, but they get down in there, and then they discover that these what are the parasites, the eggs are about to be hatched. And it's about to unleash a lot of stuff going forward in Tamaki's Detective Comics, man. I think that, you know, I think that Tynion's Batman has been real good. I'm not going to deny that, but I don't know if it's because Tynion has been so involved in so many other stories, doing so many other stuff personally and DC wise, but I don't know how much, you know, knowing that he's going to hand it off to Williamson. But I feel like the Batman stories have been a little bit slower in their build up for me. You know, they I feel like I've been going through a revolving door in these last couple issues, if you will. I just think that Detective and Tamaki, the way that they're really accelerating their story, or her story, you know, and Batman's story and this Hugh Ville story and Nakano and everything, I'm really enjoying Detective, man. I really am.
Now, clear this up for me, Mark. We've been getting 2 detectives a month, or have we been getting 1 a month for a while?
It's 2.
Okay, so
they said in 2021 it was going to go to 1 a month. I think they did that for about a quarter until they realized that it's just I don't know if it's because they want to.
Well, let me interject. I literally just went like weeks ahead. I think from now until at least the end of the year, we're only getting 1. Detective Comics 1044 is next week on the 27th, and then at the the 29th of November is 1045, and then there's 1 in December. So I don't know if they've changed the schedule for at least a little bit, or maybe just throughout this Fear State era or whatever, but I see only 1 Detective Comics per month. And oh, by the way, Josh Williamson takes over at 118, so we have Tynion for another 4 issues, 15, 16, and 7, sorry, 3 issues. So probably the end of this.
Fear State. Your guys' thoughts on Fear State?
It's
any
okay.
tie-ins you guys are reading?
I mean, it's cool. I've always been a fan of Scarecrow. He's scarier than hell in the video game. He's actually pretty cool in the current season of the Titans show. And yeah, I've always been a fan of Scarecrow because he's no meta. You know, all he has is some needles in his fear toxin. He's so smart in conducting this fear toxin, and like it's like Poison Ivy. Like, yes, Poison Ivy's a meta, but like literally one thing that she can do or he can do, and the whole city is like in shambles. You know what I'm saying? Like just putting some fear toxin or whatever in the water, in the public drinking water. Like, how sick is that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Joker can do that. You know, he can steal the fear toxin or whatever. But yeah, the Scarecrow's always been an interesting character for me, for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah. So going forward, yeah. So Batman, both of those books, I agree, are like 2 of the best books we read, anyways. But yeah, Avengers Tech On. It's a 6-issue miniseries. It's just cool to see like the different Iron Man suits that Captain America, Wolverine, Black Panther. It's cool to see all those different things. They're fighting Red Skull in that book. The Joker presents the puzzle box or whatever. It's a pretty cool mystery story. I will give them that there's hella dialogue. Like, it literally takes me over 20 minutes to read these books. There's a lot of stuff to cover. But anyways, to round out the comic book section, The Nice House on the Lake, number 5, James Tynion again. What'd you guys think of it? I really enjoyed it. It goes back to, you know, a story of one of the characters going back to how they met Walter, you know, and like she actually saw him do the warp thing back then and what he can do, and like kind of erase the memory and make you like Dory and kind of say, we were talking about this, and this, but you forget what he did as he warps himself. You know, you remember that, Mark? It's pretty cool.
Yes. The face was all like looking all blurry. The way the artist drew it. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm not enjoying that book as much as I thought I was gonna enjoy it. It's just I don't know how to explain. But I mean, like the build up that I get in other books that leaves me yearning for the next issue in the storyline. You know, those are the books that I think I kind of like more. Like when I finish reading a nice house on the lake and I put it down, and I just don't get that feeling inside where I'm like, man, I can't wait for the damn next one. It's kind of like, okay, that was cool, kind of a little mystery, but it doesn't leave me with that suspense where it's like, damn, I need this one in the next 2 weeks. When this next one gonna come out? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just, I enjoy it. It's not my favorite.
I have a different opinion.
And I almost wasn't going to pull it, to be honest with you. I almost wasn't going to pull it. I pulled it because, you guys were pulling it and whatnot. So I kind of like to read the same stories that if we can. Obviously, we all read our own separate stuff as well. But
Sean, do you get this book?
If we can read this.
I don't get that book,
you don't get Nice House?
I have not got
I thoroughly enjoy
issue.
it. I really like it. I like how
I've heard good things from it, actually.
Yeah, I've heard, I've seen, I've actually seen because I've read these books. But I mean, like, now they know over the last couple issues that they can't die. They're in this area where they can't die. So they're literally like, oh, let's find these guns. Like, all right, who's going to be the one? Come on. Let me shoot you in the head. Like, we're not going to die. Like, don't worry. But all these different personalities come together, and they're all connected to this Walter guy. And they finally concoct this plan of, like, okay, we have to, like, work as a team, work together. Like, let's go. And then finally the guy who saw the big house, the big, like, statue or whatever, that area, was like, yeah, by the way, I saw this, like, last, 2 issues ago. Wait, you known this whole time about this and you didn't tell us? So they go over there, and then finally, this is now, issue 5, and we're finally introduced to one of the characters, Reg, from, like, that, the flashback story that we saw, but he's been trapped in that, like, house the whole time, and it's just really weird how they're all connected to, like, their own little symbols and then their own statues they touch at the same time. It's just pretty cool how, just detailed this is, and how it's like, it's like the movie Clue, how everyone has their own little symbol, everyone has their own name, like the scientist, the doctor, the painter, the artist, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just really cool how, and then to see, like, this, like, and we don't know who Walter is. Is he a human? Did he get these powers? Is he an alien? Like, it's just so many different mysteries and so many different twists and turns in the first 5 issues. And Alex even said last week, it's like 3 different 12-issue stories. Like, it's not going anywhere. So after the first 12 issues, there's more. It's like, what the heck? Like what more can they do after 12 issues? Because obviously when they touch the statues, it takes them to where they currently live, and it looks like the whole rest of the world's on fire. So like, what are they gonna, what are they gonna do? I mean,
what do you mean? What are they gonna do? Like, I mean, I just told you.
No, but I mean, like, are they gonna literally spend 3 years in this house? Like, what's going to happen if and when they, are they going to escape from Walter before the end of the 3 years, before the end of the 36 issues? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know where it's going to go, but I'm on the train. I'm in for the whole ride, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. I might have to get off halfway through the journey, man.
Well, you're going to scrape your kneecaps and maybe break an elbow or whatever on your way down, but I'll definitely be there to let you know how it is.
There's just too many damn good stories to keep coming out that, I might have to hop on, like this James Bond. I know, Sean, did you read it?
I didn't read it.
You didn't read it yet?
Jimeros. Yeah, I told you guys those Bond books are like short and sweet, but they're action packed. They're pretty good. They're pretty good reads.
And you always got Bond and that chick, dude. I love how they always got the chick. You always got the chick. There's always a chick in them damn Bond books. But it's another one that we can kind of discuss next week because Mike will read it. Sure. But Bond was great. Strange Avengers was pretty good for the ending, I'll
tell you what. I'm only getting like 6 this week. If I get my stack from tomorrow like early enough for next week, if we're going to decide to do Wednesday, I'll try to sneak in Batman Catwoman for us so we can discuss next week. If we all decide like, all right, like we're going to read that one and have a big conversation about it, especially if it's going to be a good one, I'll try to sneak that one in next week.
Joker was
I'll
good.
Give you that one. So,
you'll like it.
So that's a comic book discussion. Let's get into a little bit of news. I know we all have been hearing news and seeing news over the last couple of weeks. But before we get into DC Fandome, the big news.
You know why they call it news, right?
Because it's always news to us.
It's always new to us. There it is.
They call it news. No, it's news to us, yeah. So all of Phase 4 is delayed through 2023, and that pretty much involves all the big guns. Black Panther 2, you have Thor, Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange 2, and many more. You also have a couple unsolicited or untitled Marvel movies that they've completely scratched and canceled. You have numerous live-action projects that have either been delayed or canceled as well. So not good news, from Disney and Marvel. And and on the heels of what we heard yesterday about all these different Imagineers and employees being moved from Burbank, California, out to Florida. So just not a good couple of days for a company that I'm going to be visiting and giving thousands of dollars to in the next few months. But yeah, what do you guys think about that news?
You're gonna be giving them $1,080, or actually, if you're gonna be there for 4 days, $20 a ticket for the Genie Pass. So you're looking
I'm not
at
getting no Genie Pass.
Oh, okay. You're not getting the Rob.
No, isn't the Genie?
You have to get the Genie Pass.
Is the Genie Pass the one that's the daily thing, or is it the or is that like the key, the magic key? Or is the Genie Pass like the one you get like per day where you get like unlimited pictures and stuff like that? Is that the Genie Pass?
That's the front of the line.
Okay. Well, who knows? I don't know. But anyways.
Reading into it looks like their delays are kind of just based off other movies that have had delays with just the whole corona and certain restrictions. I'm reading some right now from Kevin Feige. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm more like it sucks it's getting delayed, but if that's the reason it's like no surprise. I guess it sucks.
Yeah,
but...
so that means we have to expect delays from everything then.
Oh, that's
COVID. Like COVID pretty much just erased a whole year. So whatever you thought you were gonna release,
exactly,
at least 12 to 18 months delayed. So I don't know. Smallville animated series, what we were telling you guys about a few months ago, a month or two back, it is confirmed, it is real, and what's funny is that it's going to tell stories of where the characters are now. So, but we know where Chloe is. We know where Chloe Sullivan is, right, Sean?
She's locked up.
No, not Chloe.
Can't get me
not Chloe Sullivan, the
up.
actual character, but the actress who played her. I don't think she'll be voicing her at all during the animated series because she is locked up. She's in jail for a very, very, very long time. So that's actually pretty good news. Other news in the DC world, Sean, Pennyworth is going to HBO Max starting with season 3. I don't know if season 1 or 2 is going to be on that from what that kind of title is. I don't think it will. I think you might have to, subscribe or get the Epics part of your YouTube TV. I know that they, I think once a year they give you like a free 30 days of it. That's how I watched season 1 and season 2. I just binge watched it. I thought like the only thing I watched was like I have to get this because in 30 days I lose it. You know what I'm saying? So, but Pennyworth, a really good show. Staying on the shows that I've watched, Sean, you'll be proud of me. I finished Batwoman. I am almost done with Superman and Lois. I'm almost done with Legends of Tomorrow, and this is the previous season. I finished The Flash today, so The Flash was pretty cool. It was pretty cool
to see him go, ladies and gentlemen.
It was pretty good, right? It was pretty good to see Nora and then introduce yourself to Bart. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been putting in work as far as shows is concerned. But yeah, I mean, the CW shows are pretty good. I finished whatever the mid-season finale of Supergirl. That's like the one that I'm like so glad that this season's like the last season. Flash was up and down for me. Titans, I'm probably a few episodes behind. I think I finished like the first 6 or 7 of the new season. Like I was saying earlier, that's a really good season with Jason Todd. I just finished the episode where, Tim Drake's about to be introduced a lot more because someone that he's, near and dear to his heart was killed at the end of that episode, which I'll let you guys watch that. But anything you've been watching, Sean?
I did finish The Wire. I mean, obviously not related to comics or anything, but now that I did finish that, I'm going to definitely put some time into watching Titans. I am in season 2 right now, so I'll be catching up on that. I think season 3 is already out. I know you mentioned, and then season 4 is already pretty much loaded. And
yeah.
So yeah, I got something to catch up to, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and then of course, for everyone out there, DC Fandome was this weekend. I didn't watch it live, which, Mark, you had a good idea. Go ahead and share the idea with some fans, and hopefully we'll be able to involve ourselves with that next year.
My idea was that, the comic bookies, brothers, we should get together, man, when we find out that it kind of crept up on me, to tell you the truth. And I think it crept up on all of us because we recorded a podcast last week with the owner of the comic book store that, sponsors this podcast. And I don't remember it
Not
being
one
brought
word.
up once. So it kind of, it kind of flies under the radar until obviously it pops up on everybody's social media come that weekend. And that's kind of how it hit me by surprise. But I think that going forward, we've missed out on so many conventions and so many Comic Cons that we haven't been able to attend to due to, these COVID restrictions and whatnot. But I'll tell you what, man, I think that going forward, possibly if we can, maybe, when these next 3 to 4 hour events come out on these weekends, Saturdays or whatnot, I think that maybe the Comic Bookies podcast can get together and kind of, maybe do a little live stream, kind of, I don't know if the whole 4 hours, but maybe tune in here and there, do Instagram, a couple lives here and there, and maybe record some videos for the YouTube and kind of give our breakdowns and our opinions and reactions to what we're hearing. But I think it's a pretty good idea, man, because it just sucks because I'm so glad that we did build this podcast right before the pandemic, because it kind of gave us that opportunity to still hand out flyers and opportunities that we weren't going to be able to once the pandemic hit, kind of attend at least one con before. We had one plan that didn't happen in the Grape City. But nonetheless, man, I think that the more exposure we can get, and hopefully this pandemic comes to an end sooner than later, and that we can kind of get our name out there again, start promoting again, show our faces, meet some fans, and just really let the fans in the world know what we really have to offer, because I feel like we've been hindered upon because of certain conditions that are beyond our reach. But I'm looking forward to bigger and brighter days for our podcast. And that was one of the things that I thought going forward would be fun for ourselves together and collectively as a podcast host and co-host and whatnot, and also for the fans, man. So if you guys are down with it, I'm down with it, and I guess we can try to plan it for next year, man.
I mean, especially if they're going to continue doing these kinds of things, like that was for COVID, and if it's going to be kind of weird with Comic-Con going forward, I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, obviously I don't think we'd be able to broadcast the live YouTube feed or even the sound, but just to like have it on a TV somewhere or whatever, have it on live and be like, whoa, did you guys just see that or whatever? And then of course in between when there's like interviews and whatever, we're just shooting the shit about, some sports or other comic books or answering some questions that people have it on live. That's actually a great idea. I think we should do that. Get together in this studio or in Mark's studio in our respective bat caves. Yeah, we should do that for sure. If it's this time next year, we can combine it and have a birthday celebration for you guys as well. That'd be pretty cool.
Hey,
I'm looking forward to do something even before this time next year, man. It's been a long time. I'm hoping that by springtime we can kind of get out there again. I know I still got flyers in the trunk of my car that I was using to drop off at certain places that I don't even like really attend anymore. I know that Mike, you actually handed out some or mailed out some to a friend of the show. Shout out Jason Douglas, by the way, on JD. Running out and completely selling out of your run and your copy of your Parallel via Source Point Press there. And that's a big congratulations to you as you're attending cons out there in the Northeast and North and whatnot. But man, it's been great. And what Mike flyers so he can put out there on his podiums and on his desks at the cons that he's attending on the East Coast, man. So the more the merrier. So keep sharing the good word and introducing more people to the podcast. And let's see how it'll go, man, going into 2022. Yeah.
I'm excited, but I'm also excited for all this news that was dropped at DC Fandome. Like, incredible.
Yes.
We had a pretty decent teaser for the Flash movie. We had an amazing, me and Sean both agree that The Rock looked badass as Black Adam. That was probably our favorite little teaser trailer. We had the Batman. We had the first look at Batgirl in her live action movie. Catwoman has her own animated feature. We saw another long trailer for the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game. Tons and tons of things. They were on the set with James Wan and Jason Momoa for the filming of Aquaman 2. There were so many different things. Sean, please, if I'm missing something or if you want to comment on some of the things that you saw, man, awesome stuff.
I seen the image of Black Manta, the way he's going to be looking in Aquaman. That looked super, super badass.
Yeah.
Definitely liked that. I know you hit on the Black Adam, which to me I think was definitely above and beyond the best thing. That was so freaking dope. I know you also mentioned that they had, I think, some cartoon series. Did you say something about that?
I just said that Catwoman's going to get her own another movie, I think, but I didn't say anything about a series. So if you have the news on that.
Okay. No, that may be it. Let's see what else I did see. Those were the main ones I seen, and there was like a freaking million, and that's all we were waiting for. Like, to a degree, what was the status on Batman? What was your trailer going to be? Flash with here Michael Keaton in there, and I know a lot of them too is just seeing with the villains. I mean, we talked about it too. The Flash. What direction are they going to go with that? Aquaman, obviously, you see Black Manta's. They already have a costume for him. Aquaman's obviously going to have a new costume. But I'm really, really interested into what they're going to do Flash-wise in terms of a villain. That's like the biggest thing for me. I think that even might be one of the most important movies with all these DC things that are coming out. Because Batman, people are going to watch Batman, man.
Yeah.
It's Batman. People are going to watch Aquaman because a lot of people like the first one. And Flash is the one where I think people are kind of like, how's it going to be?
Yeah. That's right. And then, of course, Shazam, the new Shazam movie, Fury of the Gods, gets the first little look at Shazam and the villain. I think Wonder Woman, it was announced that they've greenlit Wonder Woman 3. I saw a post. Actually, Mark, you sent us the post from Jim Lee, how they've officially greenlit Wonder Woman 3. Peacekeeper, the show on HBO Max, also got a new trailer and a new look at him. So many different things. There's two kind of newest shows on CW that I think have propelled itself to the top 2. I haven't began season 2 of Stargirl, but season 1 was amazing. Superman and Lois, it's got a more cinematic look to it. It's not like the kind of comic booky, like the look of Batwoman and the look of Supergirl and the Flash and Arrow kind of look the same. But when I'm watching Superman and Lois, it looks like more raw. It looks like a movie that I'm watching week in and week out. So love that one. Can't wait to start season 3 of Doom Patrol. I'm all in, bro. There's just so much shit to consume, man.
There's
so little
mucho.
time, man.
And shout out to Netflix beating on earnings today as well, as they reported after the bell.
And
here we are.
And good for them, too, for sticking with their guns about Dave Chappelle, man. Obviously we're proponents. We're proponents to every group of ethnicity and gender and sexual orientation. We love all and stuff. But I don't know. To me, I don't know. And if you watch his stand-up, he's actually backing them up. You know what I'm saying? The trans community. What this is what the whole backlash is coming about. And Netflix is sticking to their guns. And I think at the end of the day, I'm not one part of any of these groups. I'm a freaking bald white guy, come on. I'm like the least person besides maybe a white woman who should have an opinion on anything. But to me, it's a comedy show. Like, a joke's a joke. At the end of the day, people came, especially if they were there. People go to a show and pay money to see a comedian. They know what they're going to be, what they're going to be talking about. They're not paying money to expect to see a PG-13 show. So it's a rated R show, rated X for some people, and I don't know. To me, that's my 2 cents. Is that it's a comedy show. It's a joke. And at the same time, he told the story at the very end of his stand-up about his friend from San Francisco who was a trans woman who ended up killing herself. Her parents came out and said that everything he said was true. We back him up too. So yeah. I don't want to get too controversial on the show, but I'm just saying, that's a piece of news. And at the end of the day, for me, it's a joke. If he would have pointed fun at me of white people as a whole, or bald guys or short guys or whatever, any kind of group that I may identify with,
comic booking reading guys.
Yeah, I know, like a nerd or whatever, a loser, like whatever. You know, at the end of the day, if some guy on the street came up to me and said, like, you're a short, white, bald fucking asshole with the beard, like you're ugly as shit or whatever, and you read comic books, what a fucking loser ass nerd. Like, then I'd be like kind of upset because like, who the hell are you?
The only thing you don't do is smoke the ganja.
Yeah, right.
Because,
but like if someone says if I paid money to see Bill Burr and he said that to me or whatever, I'd be like, oh my god, that guy Bill, that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's a freaking, I don't know. People need to just let loosey goosey a little bit. You know, I don't know. So uptight. We're so wound up.
Everyone's so uptight. But yeah, nonetheless.
Sorry for the tangent. DC Fandome to Dave Chappelle.
Netflix being part of that Fang. Have you heard of Fang, Mike?
Fang?
To get a little Wall Street on you? Not.
No, like FANG.
So
Fang.
They got. I don't know. They like got these pretty much. These 5 stocks, these 5 companies like grouped up together. It's Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, and they call it like the Fang stocks. And it's like
cool. Facebook.
It's
yeah.
like
okay,
it's
cool.
like tech, and it's just. I mean, it's crazy to me to see that Netflix, a company that literally started off here in the Bay Area, you know, where we reside, pretty much just slinging CDs and movies back and forth via postal services, into what they've become, into what of a tech digital company they become, with obviously their stock trading at crazy, valuations and whatnot. And obviously with Squid Game, I don't know if you guys have watched it. My wife
Squid
has.
Game's dope.
I don't partake in all that, but nonetheless, Squid Game has brought. They said that Squid Game was about $100 million for them to make, and that they're probably going to profit about $900 million on the Squid Game release. But Netflix obviously does stuff right, and they got great management, great leadership there, and great CEO and whatnot. And another thing that they do that's great, that was released in the DC Fandome over the weekend, is that another guy that we have mentioned here probably about once or twice here tonight, if you will, but Jeff Lemire's, his Netflix-based Sweet Tooth is going to be brought on for a season 2 on Netflix as well. So that was more kind of the whole DC realm, if you will, the DC universe news that was also released over the weekend. But Jeff Lemire is my man. Sweet Tooth 2, or Sweet Tooth second season will be released on Netflix going forward, man.
Nice.
I did have one. It's news, but it's something that they kind of just had. It was more just kind of finances within movies, Mike, if I was okay to share this. So they were it was something, an article I read in regards to basically the women's superheroes. So they specifically focus on Black Widow and Wonder Woman, and not to compare, but just to give, I guess, fans of like, this is what it is. Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson got her first solo film, Black Widow. She made $20 million on it.
Yeah, seen that.
She also made an additional, I believe, 60 after the lawsuit agreement, or just the whole thing with Disney. Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman 1 made $300,000.
Yeah. No,
the movie brought in over $800 million. And I guess for the 1984 Wonder Woman, the second one, she made $9 million. So it just gives you like a crazy like mindset. Like, damn, bro.
We did that. I did that recently. I took 20, 30 minutes just to go back and see how much money each actor made. Like how much did, Vin Diesel make in the Guardians movies? Like how much did Chris Pratt, how much did Zoe Saldana? And they were when the movies were older, like the first Guardians, the first Avengers, dude, like unless you're like Chris, which one of the Chris? Not Pratt,
Evans.
not Pine. Chris, who is Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr., you're making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like it's in their other contracts to at least millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like it was pretty crazy to see the amount of money that they've made off of this 23, 24, whatever movie saga, and how much money that they were making, in the beginning. I'm sure by the time Infinity War and Endgame came out, they were all making in the millions. But man, in the beginning, they were making freaking crumbs compared to what they made like out of it.
It was interesting to me. I mean, I don't know. We have this segment. It's just like one of those aspect I think a lot of people don't look into. I mean, the finances. I mean, hey, it's their job.
I mean, give me $300,000 to do. Come on, I'll put on a Wonder Woman outfit for $300,000. Come on. Hell yeah, I would.
I love it, bro.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, unless you guys got anything else, I'm done for episode 129. We've just hit the 2-hour mark of being live. Of course, we're going to be under that, but we knew coming into this that October is a month of sports. Like, not, if you like Halloween, fine. Your guys' birthdays this month, fine. But when you're talking about the world of sports is concerned, baseball playoffs, NASCAR playoffs, the NFL is, you're getting into the point of the season where you know who's who and who's like, contenders and pretenders and whatnot. You're getting a feel for that. NHL, NBA, you have the Champions League going on, the EPL, you have all kinds of different sports going on at the same time. The weather's changing. It is the most wonderful time of the year if you're a sports fan. Absolutely.
We didn't even
college football.
We didn't even discuss the 35 goals scored in the Champions League today, man.
College football. This could have been easily a 3-hour episode, like record breaking. But I mean,
Messi with a chance for a hat trick for his first with PSG, but no. Mbappe takes it and the penalty and misses it. So
saw that. So
still win 3-2.
Yeah.
PSG. But
I did see that. So Liverpool's a winner too today. So I mean, you have Champions League going on today. I believe tomorrow as well. I think maybe Man U plays this week or next week or whatever
as well.
Mm-hmm. 2 goals, and PSG wants them also. If you guys are up on that news, PSG, he has not signed a new contract with Liverpool. PSG wants to get up in the mix. They are dying for a Champions League trophy. The big old years.
All right, so there it is. There's episode 129. We're almost at 130 episodes. It's pretty crazy. But
Mike just doesn't want to talk about Man U. He's hoping we stay away from the EPL talk for a little bit.
Well, I'm going to talk about next week.
We'll talk about it next week. We've already started NBA and NHL. That means we can take a week off, and we'll do EPL next week for 130.
But guys, tell me that EPL mornings when it's wintertime, December, January, you wake up, it's raining outside. You got these 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock games. You grab your coffee, you sit down, you watch.
I wouldn't know anymore. I'm getting home. I'm getting home Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. I'm asleep, bud. So unless it's the very final week game of the season where everyone plays at the same time, like 7:30, and Man U's going for a championship, and they're in the running for it.
Those are the best.
I'm Z's, bro. I'm snoozing.
This is my favorite time of the season to watch EPL, when it's rainy, it's cold outside. California, we're getting rain, we're getting weather. You grab your coffee. It's 7 o'clock. The wife, the kids still in bed. You hit downstairs. You watch Liverpool. 4:30, F it. You know what I mean? It's just
if it was at 4:30, that would actually work out. That way I can actually maybe sneak it. But that's again not going to happen. But yeah, I mean, there it is. But enjoy whatever sport you're into. Please enjoy it this weekend. There's plenty of it to go around. Halloween's coming up. Love that, especially me and Mark with kids. Sean, you're going to get to enjoy Halloween for years to come, dressing up your little one. But yeah, this has been the Bookies podcast. Again, fellas, take us away for 129. Another great week. Thank you so much.
Another great week, like Mike just said, and to what Mike was saying earlier, man. This is the best time of the year between sports, the weather, again, all the news we're hearing on movies and shows, a little bit of everything. Thank you to all the fans, again, week in and week out for all the interaction, taking time to join us live, taking time to, download us, listening to us on YouTube, and just engaging, man. That's the biggest thing that makes it worth it for us. We enjoy each other. We enjoy the sports and comics, but we ultimately enjoy just having the fans listening to us and, again, giving us your opinions, giving us suggestions. Like we always say, definitely click on the subscription button, click that like, give us a rate, and, just again. Oh, man, I'm going to definitely say that into the two new countries that we do have in Miguel, which will be punching our passport. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It grows like a wildfire, guys. So, yeah,
It
to
grows
October.
like a wildfire.
Yeah,
Don't be
yeah, we
saying
would know
that
that in
around these
California.
parts. Jeez, you're
No.
saying that in California, you arsonist.
Hey, just like Mag Dre, like an Oaken Hills fire. But no, no, I mean, obviously Mark, myself, birthday month, we look forward to that. Baby
was
shower
ex-
for my son,
I was
look forward to that. Yeah, just nothing but good vibes, man. Thank you to the fans. Love you guys.
Thank you, everybody. We were back in the saddle tonight. Yes, the three brothers, the Comic Bookies podcast. We thank you guys. We thank our sponsor. We thank Treasure Island Comics. We thank DC for releasing great news for our asses to talk about this week. We thank all the sports that are going on. We thank the competitiveness, and we thank the Lakers for losing tonight to the Warriors.
Hell
But
yeah.
nonetheless, we are looking forward to that Las Vegas Raiders win, -3 going into this
Hey, they could
with the Philadelphia.
have a win by 2.
But yes. Thank you guys. We are approaching daylight savings time where all you guys are going to have to go to bed earlier and earlier. And there's no time in the day to do anything. But we hope that you guys enjoy these last days of fall. We hope that you guys enjoy the Comic Bookies podcast. And we hope that you guys enjoy this. Thank you, Brasi. Thank you, Hermano. And let's get it, man. Let's enjoy the week. Let's hope that our bets do us good. Let's hope that we all do better than 1-3 this week and that we get closer to that steak dinner. And thank you to everybody that listens to us live. Thank you to the two new countries that Mike is about to introduce us to. So, yes, TCB, we love you, fans. Keep sharing us. Keep looking out for us because it's only growing like the Oakland Hills fire, like the Jacka said, not Mac Dre.
Hey.
With the correction. But yeah, again, we're on social media, IG, Twitter, Facebook, at The Comic Bookies. Email us, thecomicbookies@gmail.com. Please, we're on iTunes. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, radio.com, Amazon Prime Music. Pretty much wherever you get your podcast. You can even go to Libsyn's website and search us and listen to us. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube page, the Twitch page. That's where you get the notifications to watch us live. Thank you so much, Comic Bookies. Comic Bookies. Thank you so much to Treasure Island Comics again.
You're welcome.
Right? Oh, you're welcome. Happy birthday
welcome,
again to Mark and Sean, the 20th and 22nd. I think it's 34 and 37. So we're almost there. We're almost there to 40. Yeah, but to the two new countries, thank you so much. 2 vacation spots I would love to visit. One is the Bahamas. Thank you so much for the one person in the Bahamas, and thank you so much to España, Spain. Thank you so much.
Nice.
So that means that
Yeah,
the country right to the west, guys, you got to get on it. Never has a person downloaded someone from Portugal. We got to get on it. That is the 30th. As long as I've been keeping this data, that's the 35th and 36th country that have at least downloaded one time the Comic Bookies podcast. What an incredible accomplishment. 129, and here's to 129 more. This has been the Comic Bookies podcast. Enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, enjoy each other. Peace the hell out. Enjoy this beautiful weather and beautiful sports.
Peace.
Peace. And always enjoy each other. And don't forget, do just that. Enjoy each other, because I've been seeing a lot of deaths lately. And shout out Ray Fosse. He has died of cancer. Yeah. Shout out Colin Powell, another guy who has passed away. And I just feel like in this last week or two, there's been too many deaths going on. And I don't like what I'm seeing. So just remember, embrace each other. Embrace your loved ones, embrace the comics, embrace the books, and embrace the sports, and embrace the Comic Bookies podcast, because we love you and we love your family.